So in the last video I showed you guys some side hustles to increase your streams of income. The video card will be in the top right hand corner, so make sure you watch that video if you haven't already, then come back to this one, because to use what you learn in this video you're going to need some sort of income stream. I also want to mention that these videos are all going to be a part of a playlist that will go over some of the fundamentals of personal finance and teach you how to be smarter with your money. So if you're interested in that, subscribe to the channel with bell notifications on so you won't miss any videos I upload. Now with all that out of the way, today I'm going to teach you how to manage your money wisely so you're not struggling to survive like me. So there's a big misconception people have where for some reason they don't think they make enough money to grow their savings, or that it's too hard to manage the cost of living while also building a savings account. Now to be fair, the economy is pretty much in the shitter and really nobody working at 9 to 5 is making enough money to live how they want, let alone getting rich off that being their only source of income. Even in Florida, the average house is going to run you around $377,000. And yeah, you heard me right, in the wasteland full of dinosaurs, traffic, and crackheads, the average home is almost $400,000. It's pretty fucking insane. And to make it even worse, the school system doesn't teach you really anything about how to manage your finances or how to become financially educated.
That actually is pretty funny.
But fear not, my financially ignorant audience. I'm here to tell you that there are tons of ways to manage your money and grow that savings of yours. I think budgeting is a good place to start because it lets you lay out all your monthly income and expenses to determine what money needs to go where. Typically, it's a good idea to start with something simple like a 50-30-20 budget to ease your way into it. This isn't the only budgeting technique, I just mentioned it because it's so easy to understand. First of all, you're going to want to find your monthly net income. All that is how much money you make in a given month after taxes. And if you're working minimum wage and not getting paid a salary, your income is likely going to fluctuate every month, so just find the month where you got paid the least, where you were really down bad and survived off the dollar menu and food you stole from work. Okay, now write that number down. Now the next thing you want to do is find all of your expenses. Anything you have to pay each month. Phone bill, car insurance, fucking Spotify, whatever. Now go through all of them and label them as wants and needs. Like, do you really need to eat all that fast food, or are you just too lazy to cook? Do you really need all those V-Bucks? No, dude. The Fortnite hoes are not real girls and you're probably simping for some sweaty old man in his 40s. Okay, now that I put it into terms you understand, you have your wants and your needs labeled out. Here's where the 50-30-20 part of the budget comes in. You need to allocate 50% of your net income for your needs, the shit you cannot live without. Next, allocate 30% of that income into your wants, like your ungodly amount of Chick-fil-A. That last 20% goes into your savings or emergency fund. If you don't know how to find a percent, just divide the number by 100. Like 50 divided by 100 is 0.5. So you multiply that by your net income and you'd have the number for how much money goes into your needs category. Now, of course, you can change the budget around to best suit you, but to really see your savings grow, saving majority of your income and living below your needs is something that you just need to get used to.
But McDonald's just dropped the Justin Roiland meal.
I know, that shit slaps, but you gotta learn to prioritize saving more than just following trends. Most people don't even realize how much money they're spending. That's why budgeting is so important, because it helps you get a better idea of what you're spending your money on. Self-discipline is something everyone needs to have for really everything in life, especially when it comes to talking about personal finance. How much money you make doesn't really matter as much as how much you value the dollar does. If you spend half your income on useless shit that won't benefit you or make you more money in the future, it doesn't matter if you're making $10,000 a year or $1 million a year. You're not maximizing your savings as much, and you're not going to get where you want to be financially as quick. Like if Mr. Krabs, for example, earns $40,000 a year and spends $15,000 and saves or invests the remaining $25,000, while that big bitch Mrs. Puff earns $60,000 a year, spends $50,000 and doesn't save shit. Yeah, Mr. Krabs earns less, but he also spends less and will have more saved or invested, which can grow over time, potentially resulting in more money in the long run compared to Mrs. Puff, who earns more money in a year but spends more. Basically, be like Mr. Krabs, save all your money and be cheap and you'll be good. Making different financial goals for yourself is really important to keep you motivated and also help you make smarter purchases overall. You can make short-term goals for anything you can achieve in a year or so, like saving for a new laptop or a down payment on a car. Long-term goals are things that are far away, usually 5 years or more, like your retirement fund or buying a house if you're a teenager. There's also midterm goals, which is anything between short-term and long-term, so around 1 to 5 years to accomplish, like a vacation or something. Setting these goals for yourself will allow you to put money aside over time so you're not making a big purchase all at once and putting yourself in a bad spot financially. Getting a journal and writing down your goals in it is good because the more you see your goals written down, psychologically you're more likely to achieve them. Okay, I know everyone's heard of investing, especially recently. It's kind of become a trend with all the crypto pump and dumps and the TikTok day trader gurus. But if you're looking to play it safe in the stock market, index funds are your best bet. An index is a fund that has many companies in it, so mitigate the risk of you checking one day to find that you lost all your money because your whole portfolio was FaZe stock. One of the most well-known index funds is Vanguard's S&P 500, which is 500 of the biggest companies listed in the United States market. I'm not going to go over the stock market much in this video, but really the most important thing to understand is that the market is very volatile and you should never invest with emotion because that's how you lose all your money. Index funds are really good options for long-term investing and you'll most likely see returns in the long run. I'm pretty sure they outperform most professional traders, so there you go. Again, I don't have a source, so just trust me. Also, I think I have to mention that I'm not like a licensed financial advisor and I'm not responsible for you losing any money if you do decide to invest in anything I mention. Okay, cool. Now that I'm not liable, today's video is sponsored by fucking Pube. Now that you know what an index is, don't just go throwing your money all over the place. It's always good to do your due diligence and research whatever you're planning on investing into. Look into the companies in the fund, research the dividend yield if it even has one, and see how well the sectors it prioritizes are performing. Just make sure you know what you're buying into. Like I said before, in another video I'm going to go in more depth about the stock market, like how to start investing and what all those terms mean, so make sure you have post notifications on so you don't miss the video when I finish it. If you haven't been living under a rock, you'll know that everything in the past couple years has been gradually getting more and more expensive. Eggs are a luxury, and the choice of buying orange juice or not can drastically impact your financial situation. During inflationary periods like this, it's most important to know how to manage your money appropriately. We know that inflation happens when more money is put into the circulation, lowering the value of the money itself. Because if you think about it, what's the difference between a $100 bill and a $1 bill? Okay, the blue stripe, sure, but why does the blue stripe make it worth more? Other than that, it's the same material as the $1 bill. The only difference is how we perceive the value of it. Money has no value without the trust and confidence placed in it by the individuals and societies. Of course, there are different factors like supply and demand, economic conditions, and government policies, whatever, but the bills themselves are really just a medium of exchange representing the value of the goods and services that can be exchanged for it. So what do you do when the value of money is going to shit? You buy... waiting on you. You buy assets, exactly. Buying assets like gold, for example, can possibly help prevent your money from losing value when the markets are having a stroke like they are right now. Historically, gold is known to be a valuable asset and maintains its value over the long term. During times like this where people are afraid for the value of their money, many will go to gold to protect its value, potentially making the price rise. Gold is also known as a liquid asset, meaning it can be bought and sold pretty easily. Now, it's also good to know that there are risks that come with investing in any asset, so it's not a surefire way to beat inflation or anything, but with that being said, most things come with a risk, and sometimes the best thing you can do financially is take a risk. To summarize, saving money and becoming wealthy isn't something only certain people can attain. Anyone with the right mindset and habits can get rich, and hopefully with what you learned in this video, you're next. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and if you have any questions or want me to make a video on something specific, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching the video the whole way through, and see you next time.